Hey, it's Pav again. I'm tying up tonight a sparkle dun. All right, guys, bluing olive. Here we go. Size 18, straight eye hook. I prefer a straight eye hook. I think a turn down eye on a hook creates a little drag. I have always liked a straight eye hook. So here we go. We're going to put it in the vise. I'm using Danville 6/0. Yep, thread just like that. So what do? We're going to start it on the hook. Thread base here is very important, you guys, because we want to get that compression on that hair. And if we were to do that on a bare hook, it'd be a lot of trouble. So I got some cow elk, medium Dun Cow Elk. I'm going to clean that really good. As best as you can, it's very important to clean that hair. You're going to find out in a second when that hair springs to life, when I put that second wrap around, you'll find out in a second. So we're going to stack it. All right, third of the way back of the hook shank, about a hook shank long. There we go. And I'm going to do 2 wraps and I'm going to pull it right up towards me. And that's where you see it spring to life. When you find that hair spinning to life like that, you're overjoyed. That's the hardest part of the fly. Then crank down 3 wraps and then cut it as close as you can right there. Clean those butts up immediately. Get that wrapped around, right? And then start back down to the bend of the hook a little bit. And that's going to start our taper. And now we're going to set up this wing. So we're going to set it up a little bit, clip out a couple that don't want to play ball. But we're going to take a third of that wing and wrap around. Sink it in there. Another third of that wing, sink it in there. And the last part of that wing, sink it in there. And then dam it up behind so that we're ready to accept our Z-lon after this. If they're not playing ball all the time, they're not always going to. But there we've got a pretty good Dun style wing, right? So now we're going to come to the back of that. I'm going to clip a couple out, sorry. There we go. Now we're going to come to the back of the wing. Yep, just like that. We'll sit that wing right up one more time, and now we're going to introduce our Z-lon. Here it comes. There it is. And we can set that up a little higher, so if we have to mess around with it, but I put it on to my side of the hook, and then we're going to crank it around, and the torque will bring it right up, and then we pull it right down even with the tips of our cow elk hair. And then the Z-lon will create the rest of our mayfly taper as we work back. And so that's going to be your trailing shuck, and we'll work back and forth a little bit, and you'll see that mayfly profile begin to take shape. There it is. Perfect. You can do a little bit if you want to flatten your thread, but I go right to the front and dam it up. And now we're going to bring in our dubbing. Whichever polypropylene dry fly dubbing you like. This is UV2 from Spirit River. I like it a little bit because it gives me a little more control over the length of my noodle. Because the other filaments on Wapsi or anything else, it just makes it a little hard if you've added too much. But we want about a 2-inch noodle. And then we're going to get that noodle as thin as we possibly can. Thin and tight, thin and tight, thin and tight for this thorax right here. 1, 2, 3 behind. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. I trapped a hair. No big deal. 1, 2, 3 behind. Let's clip out that hair right there. It's going to happen. I'm not a professional fly tyer. Oop. There we go. That's okay. We'll clip out that hair. We've got our thorax ready at this point. Everything looks really very nice. 3-turn whip finish, 4 or 5-turn whip finish. Get that hair out of there. whip finish it, tie it off, give our little hook shank and length on the Z-lon at the back. And we've got a really nice looking sparkle done. Clip off the top a little bit if you've got a wild hair up there. That's our sparkle done. So the reason that I like the sparkle done is we enjoy a blue-winged olive hatch during many months of the year. And at first it can seem very intimidating to tie this fly. However, when you show up on the trout stream and you see these rises that are coming and you don't know where they're coming from and you've gone through your whole fly box and you've exhausted every other attempt you've had, to tie a size 18 and be ready for that, especially when your buddy says, well, I don't have that fly. What are you catching them on? If you're without at least a dozen of these, you're going to find yourself in a really sad position because they will not eat elk hair caddis. They will not eat royal wolves. They will not eat scuds. When they are feeding on a blue-winged olive, a size 18 sparkle done will be a day saver. And you can remember that I said that, a day saver. So you remember to tie this fly. And don't stop at 3, stop at 15. Because you will say, oh, I remember seeing Pav on Drinking with Scissors, and he said I should tie at least 6. Tie 15. Once you get him going, you're going to find it a very easy tie, and you will thank the heavens when you find yourself on that drizzly day and you see noses up. Remember that.
All right, folks, that does it for this episode of Drinking with Scissors. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with more Drinking with Scissors episodes. Also, do yourself a favor and head on over to blackearthangling.com to see all the awesome things we're up to. Until next time, cheers.